Hi my dear students, in the last class we have completed hand sheet 2, all the problems in the hand sheet 2, and I gave you some homework to you. I hope you are getting the correct answers all. So in this class we have discussed some more new things. In this video we have to discuss two things. The first thing is numerically greatest terms. The first thing is numerically greatest term, and the second thing is largest binomial coefficient. Largest or greatest? Largest coefficients. Largest coefficient of a binomial theorem, binomial expansion. So in this class we have to discuss these two things. The first thing is numerically greatest term. So simply we are writing NZT. NZT. N means numerically, G for greatest, T for term. Numerically greatest term. And the second thing we have to discuss, the second topic we have to discuss is largest coefficients. What are these? We have to discuss later. So in the first topic is numerically greatest term. So now we have to discuss the topic numerically greatest term. What is the greatest term? The greatest term is numerical. Numerical means a number. It's not having a variable. It's not having a x and y terms. So what is the greatest term which is numerically in the given binomial expansion? So we will start. For example, 1 plus x is a binomial term. It's raised the power n. Here n is, we know very well about that, n is a natural number. So we know that n is a positive integer. Positive integers, except positive integers are called as natural numbers. So in our 1 plus x whole power n belongs to capital N. N is a natural number. So if you expand 1 plus x whole power n, so nc naught 1 power n plus nc1 1 power n minus 1 into x plus nc2 1 power n minus 2 into x square, and so on up to we are writing ncn x to the power of n. So we have n plus 1 terms in the expansion form of 1 plus x whole power n. We know this thing is very familiar to us. So 1 plus x whole power n has n plus 1 term. In these n plus 1 terms, which is the numerically greatest term? Which is the greatest term? Which is which is the numerically greatest term in the expansion of 1 plus x whole power n? So we have to discuss this. So I am telling you here tr plus 1th term, I am writing two terms. Those are tr plus 1 and tr. tr plus 1 is r plus 1th term. tr is rth term. So if you write tr plus 1th term and trth term of the given expansion, of the given binomial expansion 1 plus x whole power n, which is greater? Either tr plus 1 or tr. Which is greater? Is tr plus 1 or tr? So we are simply say that tr plus 1 is always greater than or equal to tr. Sometimes both are equal. Sometimes both are equal. The many times TR plus 1 is always greater than TR. TR plus 1 is always greater than TR. The TR plus 1 is greater than TR. Sometimes TR plus 1 is equal to TR. For example, if you find the ratio between TR plus 1 and TR, the ratio between, that means I am doing TR plus 1 by TR. TR plus 1 by TR. What is the general form of TR plus 1? NCR. X to the power of R means, so here we have 1. So 1 power R into x to the power, so 1 to the power of n minus R into x to the power of R. Here, write the general form of TR plus 1 for 1 plus x whole power n. NCR 1 to the power of n minus R into x to the power of R divided by. Are you following? Divided by. Write the TR. NC R minus 1 to the power of n minus R minus 1 means n minus R plus 1 into x to the power of R minus 1. Also this point. I am writing the general forms of TR plus 1. TR plus 1 is NCR 1 power n minus R into x to the power of R by NC R minus 1 power n minus R plus 1 into x to the power of R minus 1. So we are writing NCR. NCR means, so if you simplify NCR by NCR minus 1, what will you get? We have discussed in the last class. So I am explaining again. NCR by NCR minus 1 is equal. Write the general write the formula for NCR. What is NCR? N factorial by R factorial into n minus R factorial divided by means into, we are writing the reciprocal means R minus 1 factorial into n minus R plus 1 factorial by n factorial. Did you understand this? Did you understand that? Here NCR by NCR minus 1 is equal to, we are simplifying NCR by NCR minus 1. We are simplifying. NCR is equal to n factorial by R factorial into n minus R factorial. So now I am writing NCR minus 1. NCR minus 1 means n factorial by R minus 1 factorial into n minus R plus 1 factorial. So by the simplification, n factorial will cancel. Are you okay? So now I am writing here R minus 1 factorial into, we are writing n minus R1 factorial is n minus R plus 1 into n minus R factorial. Is this right or wrong? This is n minus R plus 1 factorial, n minus R plus 1 factorial. I am expanding n minus R plus 1 factorial. N minus R plus 1 into n minus R plus 1. The next term is, we are subtracting minus 1. Plus 1 minus 1 are cancelled. N minus R factorial. By the denominator here R into, I am writing R minus 1 factorial. The same way here n minus R factorial. N minus R factorial is, I am writing same n minus R factorial. N minus R factorial cancel. R minus 1 factorial, R minus 1 factorial are cancelled. What we are getting? N minus R plus 1 by R. N minus R plus 1 by R. So be careful students. This is the main important point. If you know the NCR by NCR minus 1 value, so we can write directly. If you can't, if you don't know that, so we can solve like this. NCR means n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. The same way NCR minus 1 factorial means r minus 1 factorial into n minus r plus 1 factorial by n factorial. I am cancelling n factorial and factorial. I am getting this answer. So now I am writing here that is equal to what I am getting, n minus r plus 1 by r. Here 1 to the power of anything is equal to 1. 1 to the power of anything is equal to 1. Leave that. Here x to the power a power m by a power n, x to the power of r by x to the power of r by x to the power of r minus 1, that is equal to x to the power of r minus r plus 1. Am I right? N minus actually r minus r plus 1, plus r minus r cancel. What I am getting into x. So n minus r plus 1 by r into x. So this is the value of tr plus 1 by tr. This is the value of tr plus 1 by tr. Sometimes means, for example, we are writing the expanded form for 1 plus x whole power n. Here we are writing x. For example, if we are writing 1 minus x whole to the power of n means we are writing here minus x whole to the power of r. That means we are getting minus here. Am I right? So finally we are getting here minus 5. That's why we are writing this x is absolute value of x. We know that absolute value tr minus 1 plus 1 by r into we are writing absolute value of x, that means mod x. Mod x means, so I think you know very well about that. I am explaining somehow. That is, for example, if you write the negative form, for example minus 2x, it becomes plus. So negative of a absolute value is always a real number. A real number means it is a positive number. It is a real positive number. For example, we are writing minus 2 by 3. If you apply the mod to the minus 2 by 3, it becomes plus 2 by 3. For example, if you write minus 2, it becomes plus 2. So this is the way tr plus 1 by tr is equal to n minus r plus 1 into r into mod x. So if you observe this, we know one point, that is tr plus 1 is greater than or equal to tr. The same way I am writing here tr plus 1 by tr. Here tr plus 1 by tr plus 1 is greater than or equal to tr. I am taking this tr plus 1 by tr is greater than or equal to 1. Why? Because here tr, it comes to the denominator, there is no term here, I am writing 1. That means tr plus 1 by tr is greater than or equal to 1. So what is the value of tr plus 1 by tr? That is n minus r plus 1 by r into mod x. That means I am writing here that is n minus r plus 1 by r into mod x is greater than or equal to 1. Why? Because this is the way tr plus 1 by tr is greater than or equal to 1. So n minus r plus 1 into r into mod x is greater than or equal to 1. So I am writing one thing, be careful. This is the mod x is multiplying this whole term. I am transposing to this side, it becomes 1 by mod x. The same way I am writing in a different a small thing here. Observe that n plus 1 by r minus, that means n plus 1 by r minus r by, I am writing partial fractions. N plus 1 by r minus r by r is minus 1 is greater than or equal to 1 by mod x. Have you understand, students? Have you understand that point? Here nothing is there. Here n plus 1 by r minus r by r is minus 1. Now I am transposing minus 1 to this side. That means n plus 1 by r is greater than or equal to 1 plus 1 by mod x. So the same way n plus 1 by R is greater than or equal to, I am finding the LCM, that means mod x plus 1 by mod x. We want the value of R. We want value of R. So now I am cross multiplication. That means 1 by R is greater than or equal to mod x plus 1 by mod x into n plus 1. You understand? I'm just multiplying. I did not do the cross multiplication. Just I'm n plus 1 transpose to this side. That means 1 by R is greater than or equal to mod x plus 1 by mod x into n plus 1. I don't want 1 by R. I just want R. So I'm writing reciprocal. If you write the reciprocal, the symbol greater than or equal to becomes less than or equal to. That means R is less than or equal to n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. Did you understand the point? R is less than or equal to n plus 1 into, I am writing the reciprocal of the numbers, both LHS and RHS. In this time, the symbol also change. A greater than or equal to becomes less than or equal to. So, R is less than or equal to n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. N plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. So, what did you understand this? What did you understand from all these points? Why did you do this? Why did you do this? ఎందుకని ఇంత ప్రాసెస్ చేసుకొచ్చి r is less than or equal to n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus x అని చెప్పాం. ఎందుకు చెప్పామంటే న్యూమరికల్లీ గ్రేటెస్ట్ టర్మ్ అసలు ఏ టర్మ్ అసలు ఒక బైనోమియల్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ లో either x 1 plus x whole power n or a plus b whole power n or x plus y whole power n or 1 minus x whole power n or 3x minus 4y whole power n or whatever. In these the binomial expression, which term has the numerically greatest? Which term has the numerically greatest? అసలు ఏ టర్మ్ అనేది numerically greatest ఉంటుందో ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలంటే the term is depending on the value of r. The term is the depending on r. So here r is less than or equal to, either less than or equal to the value of n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. So I am writing the value of r. So this is n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x is, we are getting, so here r is less than or equal to m. What is m, sir? I am getting confused. M is an integer. M is an integer. Sometimes, for example, if you find, for example, in a one of the problems we are getting n value is 1. For example, 1 plus 1 into mod value 2. 1 into 2, 2 by 1 plus 1, 2. 1 plus, so 1 plus 2, 3. We are getting 2 by 3. 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is not an integer. It is a real number. 2 by 3. Okay, or irrational number. Sometimes we are getting r less than or equal to m, the value r less than or equal to m. Here m is either integer or not, either integer or not. If some, in that cases r is less than or equal to, one of the cases r is less than or equal to m plus f. M plus f, don't be confused. F is a fraction. F is a fraction. For example, we are getting some of the cases. For example, we are getting 3 by 2. For example, the value of m, we are taking these value n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x is an integer m. The value is m. Either m is an integer or not. Okay, now this is either r. The value of r is either integer or not. For example, in one of the cases we are getting 1 by like this. So I am writing this is 1 plus 1 by 2. 1 plus 1 by 2. That means they are giving an improper fraction. I am converting to a mixed fraction. 3 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. In this case, this is the value of m. This is the value of m. Here 1 by 2 is a fraction. 1 by 2 is a fraction. We are some cases we are getting this answer. R is less than or equal to M plus F. M plus is a fraction. These fraction must be a proper fraction. The value of proper fraction is, that means here F0 is less than X, F is less than 1. That means the value of the fraction is always between 0 and 1, not less than 0 and not more than 1. The value of the fraction is less than 0 and 1. Or the some cases the value of R is less than or equal to 1. Simply we are telling, for example, some cases we are getting 2 by 2, otherwise not only 2 by 2, for example 15 by 5, 15 by 5 is equal to 3, that means R is less than or equal to 3, then R is equal to, we are taking R is equal to 3. So the value of R is, some cases M plus F is, this is not belongs to an integer, this is belongs to an integer. This is belongs to an integer, or it is not belongs to an integer. I hope you understand. Please be focused. So I think up to here you can understand very well. So we are getting this small confusion between these two cases. I am explaining again, students. For example, here if you substitute the values of n and mod x, if you substitute the values of n and x, we are getting two cases. Either the value of this is, we are taking the value is R. We are called as R. The value of R is either integer, like this. For example, if you are getting the numerator is 15, denominator is 5, 15 by 5 is 3. That means R is less than or equal to M. That means the value of R is an integer. An integer. Should not be a negative. Why it should be a negative means the value of X is we are taking absolute value. Absolute value is, there is no negative term. That is the damn sure answer. That is the positive term. So R is less than or equal to M means R is an integer. Otherwise, some cases we are getting like this 3 by 2, R 5 by 2, R 5 by 6, or something. So in these cases we are getting in a proper fraction way, that is in a proper fractions way, we are getting a mixed fraction. In that mixed fraction having an integer, so there is a side by a fraction that is in the form of like this, M plus F. M is an integer and F is a fraction. F is a fraction. So the values of R have two cases. R has two cases, either integer or not an integer. If it is an integer, what will happen? What will happen means, if R is equal to 3, we are taking R is less than or equal to 3. Simply we are taking R is equal to 3. Some cases, if R is less than or equal to, like that, 1 by 2, what can you take the value of R? What can you take the value of R? I hope you understand. I hope you, I strongly believe that you can understand this class. For example, here we have two cases. Here we have two cases. If R is simply R is or M is. For example, first case is an integer. Simply we are taking R, we are taking like that. N plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x is an integer. Is an integer. This is the case 1. N plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x is an integer. So we are getting two cases. We are getting two terms has the numerically greatest. The two terms are the greatest. What are that? Those are Tm comma Tm plus 1. Don't be confused, students. M means simply we are telling this is the value of M. That means we are taking R is equal to 4 or R is equal to 3. And for example, if you get R is equal to 3, R less than or equal to 3, then R is equal to, we are taking 3. That means T3 comma T4 are the numerically greatest terms. T3 comma T3 plus Tm comma Tm plus 1 are numerically greatest terms. Are you okay? Are you okay? If n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x is an integer. R value ganaka integer aithe, for example, we are getting r less than or equal to 5. R less than or equal to 5, we are taking r is equal to 5. Is r is equal to 5 integer or not integer? Yes, it is an integer. In this case, we are getting t5 and t5 and t6 are the numerically greatest terms. Otherwise, case 2. Case 2. In this case, n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x is not an integer. Is not an integer. This time, the numerically greatest term is t of the greatest integer of m plus 1. So, one substitute. I wrote something. I wrote m, okay, but I kept in bracket. The m is the greatest integer. M is the greatest integer of m plus 1 is the numerically greatest term. T greatest integer of m plus 1. The greatest integer of m plus 1 is the numerically greatest term. Did you understand? So, from all these, I told you the proof, how it becomes and what is the shortcut. That means we have to memorize all these topic in just 30 seconds. 30 seconds. What is that? What is it? So I hope you understand all this. If you can't understand, please be focused. So if you can't understand for 2 times, when you are watching the video for 2 to 3 times, if you can't understand, I will ask me. I will explain your doubts in the comments. So for example, so I think nothing is tough. Be careful on my process. So up to here is very nothing is there. Coming to here, r is less than or equal to n plus 1 mod x by 1 plus mod x. The value we are getting n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x having some value. The value is either integer or not integer. Either integer or not integer. If it is an integer, we are getting 2 terms are numerically greatest terms. The 2 numerically greatest terms are tm and tm plus 1. Either tm and tm plus 1. If n, this value n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x is not an integer. It is not an integer. Don't confuse and no compromise at all. It is not an integer. Integer means, I told you one example, 3 by 2, we are getting 1 plus 1 by 2. 1 is an integer, 1 by 2 is not an integer, 1 by 2 is a rational number. This is a combination of integer and a rational number, so that is not a integer. So in this case, we are getting t, the greatest value of m plus 1, greatest integer of m plus 1 is the numerically greatest term. Is the numerically greatest term. So we have to all note down the notes very carefully. So when we are writing the notes, keep eye and brain on this problem, then write. So we are getting simply the 2-3 points I have to memorize. The first point is the formula for m. M is equal to n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. In the m values has 2 cases. The first case is if m is an integer, we are getting two terms has the numerically greatest term. Those are tm and tm plus 1. And the second thing is, if m is not an integer, we are getting the only one case that is t, the greatest integer of m plus 1 has m plus 1 is the numerically greatest term. Have to note down the notes very carefully. If you understand all these topics, so I am going to the problems. Did you understand? So I will ask you, and I will tell you one question to you. That is, so what is the numerically greatest term? What is the numerically greatest term? The numerically greatest term is if in the binomial expansion we are getting for n plus 1 terms. In these n plus 1 terms, which term has the greatest value? ఒక బైనోమియల్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ కి మనం బైనోమియల్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ రాసినప్పుడు nth డిగ్రీ ఉన్న ఒక బైనోమియల్ టర్మ్ కి n+1 టర్మ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఇలాంటి n+1 టర్మ్స్ ఉన్న ఒక బైనోమియల్ ఎక్స్పాన్షన్ లో ఏ టర్మ్ కి గ్రేటెస్ట్ వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది? అది T5 T6 T10 T100 T20 300 T200 300. What is that? So first we have to find the which term has the greatest numerically greatest term. By this process we have to find the value of r. If you get the value of r, we can find easily which term has the numerically greatest. By that process we can find a formula for r is less than or equal to n+1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. If in that case we are getting in that way we are getting two cases. Either the value of n+1 by mod x plus 1 by mod x is we are called as m if m is an integer, or if m is not an integer. If m is an integer, we are getting one case, that is tm comma tm plus 1 are numerically greatest terms. If m is not an integer, we are getting t of greatest value of greatest integer of m plus 1 is the numerically greatest terms. So I think we have one doubt. Sir, in the case 1 we are getting tm and tm plus 1 are the numerically greatest terms. Adin sir, so one of the cases we are getting two terms has the numerically greatest terms. In that case the values of tm and tm plus 1 are both are equal. The values of tm and tm plus 1 are equal. In that case the terms tm and tm plus 1 mth term and m plus 1th term are equal. Mth term and tm plus 1th term are equal. Have to memorize all these things and write the notes. We can go to the problems now. Are you okay? Okay. Am I raising the board? So I think you can understand when I was explaining the problems. This is the theorem and proof. So we are getting some doubts in your mind, how it comes, how it works. For example, if we explain one problem, you can easily understand. That is, you can go to the problems. I am writing one problem. The first problem is find the numerically greatest term in the expansion of in the expansion of 4 plus 3x whole to the power of 15 4 plus 3x whole to the power of 15 when x is equal to 7 by 2. When x is equal to 7 by 2. Be careful, it's very easy, I am telling you. Observe the question. Find the numerically greatest term. We have to find the which term has the numerically greatest in the expansion of 4 plus 3x whole to the power of 15 when x is equal to 7 by 2. So we have a doubt why they are giving the value of x is equal to 7 by 2. If they are not given the value of x is equal to 7 by 2, we are getting the binomial expansion. We are getting x square, x to the power of 5 up to x to the power of 15. If they are giving the x value, so we are getting there is no value in the answer. That means the value is a numerical value. That is a constant value. Okay. Now we can do the solution. Be careful, students. Nothing is tough. So if you focus on my words and on my explanation, you will get answer easily. Are you okay? Let's see. They are giving 4 plus 3x whole to the power of 15. 4 plus 3x whole to the power of 15. So we learnt 1 plus x whole power, but this is in the form of 4 plus 3x whole to the power of 15. So we are getting confusion. So it is not in the form of 1 plus x whole to the power of n. But we can do like that. We can change like that. How it is? I am changing 4 to the power of 15 into 1 plus 3x by 4 whole to the power of 15. Are they same or not? Once think with your brain. How it is? 4 to the power of 15 into 1 plus 3x by 4. If you multiply 4 to the power of 15 into 1 is 4 to the power of 15. By 4 to the power of 15, it will be cancelled. So we are getting just 1 plus. So we are if you multiply 3x into 4 to the power of 15 into 4 to the power of 15, 4 to the power of 15 are cancelled. We just getting 1 plus 3x whole to the power of 15. So now our problem is in the form of 1 plus x whole to the power of 15. So leave this one. No need of that one. We just including that value. But by that if we are finding the value of numerically greatest term, you don't want the 4 to the power of 15. I am changing like this. Did you understand? Did you understand? If you have any doubt, do you have any doubt? So I am just multiplying 4 to the power of 15 plus 3x by 4 to the power 3x whole to the power of 15 into 4 to the power of 15 to 4 to the power of 15, 4 to the power of 15 cancel. We just get 4 plus 3x whole to the power of 15. So in this case, the value of n is equal to 15. The first problem I am writing clearly here. N is equal to 15. Again, n is equal to 15. Our formula is m is equal to n plus 1 into mod x. We have to calculate the mod x. Now I am calculating mod x. Mod x is equal to mod. What is the value of x here? 3x by 4. Are you okay, students? Are you okay? Actually our formula is n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. By that if we want to find the value of m, by that process we have to calculate mod m. I am calculating mod m, mod x is equal to 1 by 3x by 4 into mod x. They are giving the value of x is equal to 7 by 2. Now I am substituting here. Mod 3 into x value is 7 by 2 by 4. Okay, that is equal to, I am getting 21 by 2 by 4. What is the value of 21 by 2? This is the 1. So it becomes reciprocal. That means 21 by 2 into 4 by 1 means 1 by 4. So that is equal to, I am getting 21 by 8. Are you okay? So by doing the calculation, if you do the direct steps, we are getting very less. The problem is very less. I am calculating mod 3x by 4, 3 into the value of x has given 7 by 2. So 21 by 2 means simply we are multiplying 2 and 4. We are getting 21 by 8. So I want to decrease the steps. So that means I don't write these steps. I am writing directly. So by that process 21 by 8 is mod x. Now I am calculating the value of m. So I am writing m is equal. What is the formula for m? n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. So that is equal. What is the value of n? What is the value of n? 15. 15 plus 1, 16. 16 into what is the mod x? 21 by 8 by what is here? 1 plus 21 by 8. This is cancelled by here 2 times. So that is equal to 42 by the denominator 8 plus 21, 29. 29 by 8. So we are writing 42 into 8 by 29. Is that right? Is that right or wrong? 42 into 8 by 29. So no need to multiply. If you want to multiply, you can. So okay, change. 336 by 29. 336 by 20. I hope you understand. The problems are like this. They are not giving 1, 2, 3, 4 values. They are getting some out of. So 42 into 3 is equal to 336 by 29. If you find the value of, that means the value of m, 330, if you divide 336 by 330, wait once, wait. 336 by 29 gives the value, so we can change into mixed fraction, that gives 11 17 by 29. You have to calculate this value, 11 17 by 29. So if you observe that clear, so the value of, we find the value of m is 11 17 by 29. 11 17 by 29. I told you that m has two cases. If m is the form of, so the r is in the form of m plus f, this is the value of m and a fraction, otherwise m is an integer. So in this case we are getting the first case. The first case is m is not an integer, we have to take the value of m is, this is the value. What is the value of m here now? 11. That m becomes to r. That means therefore r is equal to 11. We are getting the case, the value of m is not an integer. In the not an integer case, we are having only one case, that is t, the greatest value of m plus 1 is a numerically greatest term. That means t12 is the numerically greatest term. Did you understand? Why did you get the t12? T12 means tm plus 1. M value is 11. M we are taking as r. Why? Because we have discussed already. R is less than or equal to m. So r is equal to m. So we are taking r is equal to 11. T12 will see tm plus 1. M is 11. M 11 plus 1 is 12. So t12 is the numerically greatest term. So we are finding the value of t12. T12 is equal to what is NCR 15 C 11 into, so we are getting 4 to the power of 15 into 3x. 3 into value of x is 7 by 2 whole to the power of 11. Are you okay, students? This is NCR x, a to the power of n minus r. So 11 minus 15, this is just 4. 4 to the power of 15 minus 11 is 4 into 3x whole to the power of r. R is 11. 3 7, that is equal to 15 C11. 15 C11 into 4 to the power of 4 into 21 by 2 whole to the power of 11. Okay, if you simplify this, this is 15 C11. 4 power 4. How can we write for 2 powers? 4 here, 4 is 2 square. 2 square whole power 4 is 2 power 8. That means I am writing 21 whole to the power of 11 whole by, I am getting 2 cube. This is the numerically, this is the term which has, this is the numerically greatest term. We don't find the value of 15C11, and if you want to find, you can. 15C11 is 15C4. You can find the 15C4, and 21 whole to the power of 11 by 2 cube. You are getting the answer. This is the way of finding the numerically greatest terms of the given binomial expansion. So I'm telling you in a simple way. A simple way means the process. We have to focus on the process. I'm telling you. So first, the problem has to change to 1 plus x whole to the power of n. If you change it, write the value of n, then you can find the value of mod x. Mod x we are getting. So then we can find the value of m. M is equal to formula is n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. If the value is, it is not an integer, we have to take this number as r. So the given, if it has the, if actually m has two cases, we are getting one case. If m is not an integer, tm plus 1 is the numerically greatest term. So that means tm plus 1, tm 11 plus 1 is 12, t12 is the numerically greatest term. You can find the answer. Otherwise, for example, if you are getting the value of r is an integer, we are having two cases. Those are tm and tm plus 1. What can you do that? So we will see that problem. Okay, note on this problem. I hope you understand. Note on this problem. Okay, we'll discuss this. Find the numerically, so I'm writing simply NZT of the expansion of 4a minus 6b whole power 13 where when a is equal to a is equal to 3, b is equal to 5. This is the problem. We will discuss. So find the numerically greatest term of the expansion of 4a minus 6b whole power 13 when a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 5. We will see the problem. The given expansion is 4a minus 6b whole power 13. This is not in the form of 1 plus x whole to the power of n. So we can change into that. That means, how can we? Can you tell me? 4a whole to the power of 13 into 1 minus 6b by 4a whole to the power of 13. 4a whole power 13 into 1 minus 6b by 4a whole to the power of 13. So what is the value of n here? 13. Here n is equal to 13. So now I am calculating mod x. Mod x is equal to mod of. So there is don't take the negative value. Why? Because we are applying the absolute value mod. So 6b by 4. You can write that directly. 6 into the value of b is 5 by 4 into the value of A is 3. So it will be cancelled by here 2 times. 2 cancelled by here 2 times. So simply we are getting 5 by 2. So we are getting mod x is equal to 5 by 2. Now I am calculating m. M is equal to n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x, that is equal to n value is 13, 13 plus 1 is 14, 14 into the value of mod x is 5 by 2 by 1 plus 5 by 2. Here 2 cancel by here 7 times, so we are getting 35 by here 1 2s are 2, 7 by 2, 7 by 2 becomes 2 by 7. Is this right? Here by 1 2s are 2, 2 plus 5, 7 by 2. So it will be cancelled by here 5 times, 5 2s are 10. The value of m is equal to 5. I am taking the value of r is equal to 10. R is equal to 10 is an integer. R is equal to 10 is an integer. Therefore, I am getting Tm, T10 comma T11. T10 comma T11 are numerically greatest terms. T10 and T11. Why? Because m is an integer. If m is an integer, we are getting two cases. Those are T10 and T11 are the numerically greatest terms. So now we are finding T10. T10 is equal to NCR. N is 13. 13 C9. Am I right? Yes. 4A. 4A to the power n minus r, 13 minus 9, 4 into b. What is b? Minus 6b whole to the power of 9. Have you understand this? 13c9, 4a to the power of 4 into minus 6b whole to the power of 9. I am substituting a and b values. That is equal to 13 C9, 4 2s are 12, 4 3s are 12, 12 to the power of 4 into here I am giving minus to here. So B 5, 6 5s are 30. So this is 30 to the power of 9. 30 to the power of 9. That is the numerically greatest term, and I am taking, and the next value you have to find T11. T11 is equal to 13C10 4A whole to the power of 3 into minus 6B whole to the power of 10. So that is equal to 13C10, 4 3s are 12, 12 cube into 30 whole to the power of 10. I am not writing the negative term. Why am I not writing the negative term? Why? Because sixth even power of minus. Even power of minus. So we are getting two terms, the numerically greatest term. Those are minus 13c9, 12 to the power of 4 into 30 power 9, and the second number is 13c10, 12 cube into 30 power 10. So these two terms, I told you the first step, and when I was explaining the theorem. So the values of T10 and T11 are equal. T10 and T11 are equal. If you see this problem, we are getting doubt. T10 is a negative number and T11 is a positive number. Why they are equal? Why they are equal? So we are coming to the consideration. There is nothing for minus. That means we are finding. That's why we are finding the absolute value. That's why we are finding the absolute value. That's if you get the minus 810, it becomes plus 810. Here also plus 810. Here also plus 810. Therefore these are the numerically greatest term. If you have any doubt in your mind why these two are equal, you can check yourself. You can check yourself why they are equal. 13c9, but here 13c10, here 12 to the power of 4, here 12 cube, here 30 power 9, here 30 power 10. Why they are equal? If you have a doubt in your mind, we have to check the value of this is and the value of this is. We have to equalize both. Here we are getting 1 is equal to 1. I'm surely telling you these two are the equal. If you have doubt, you can check and you can get the conclusion. Are you okay? Are you okay, students? So in the previous problem, r value is not an integer. In that case, we can find only one value. In this case, the two values are there. Two are the t10 and the t11. These two are equal, but the numerically greatest term is only one. That is actually 2, but the value is equal. That's why we are telling there is only one value. Can we do the one more problem? Can we do the one more problem, or we are getting knowledge? Shall I move on to the next topic? Shall I explain one problem from this method? I will tell you one more, then I can go to the next topic. Okay, thank you. So I am telling you the third problem. I am telling you the last problem in this method, in this topic, then I can go to the next topic. What is the next topic? Can you guess? The problem is find the numerically greatest term of the expansion of 3 plus 7x. 3 plus 7x whole to the power of 15 when x is equal to 4 by 3. సో ఈ ప్రాబ్లం చేసేటప్పుడు మనం చాలా షార్ట్ కట్స్ లో చాలా ఈజీగా ఫాస్ట్ గా వెళ్ళిపోదాం. 3 plus 7x whole to the power of 15 where x is equal to 4 by 3. So this is the problem number 3. Now we are coming to the solution. So 3 plus 7x whole to the power of 15 is equal to 3 power 15 into 1 plus 7x by 3 whole to the power of 15. Here n is equal to 15. Here n is equal to 15. So now I am finding mod x. Mod x is equal to mod of 7x by 3. That is equal to mod of 7 into the value of x is 4 by 3 by 3. That is equal to 28 by 3 by 3. What is the value of 28 by 3 by 3 is equal to 28 by 9. How it is? 3 becomes 1 by 3. 3 becomes 1 by 3 means 28 by 9. So I am finding m value. M is equal to, what is the formula? N plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. That is equal to n plus 1. 15 plus 1 is 16 into mod x. 28 by 9 by 1 plus 28 by 9. That, so I am leaving this. I am leaving after this. So shall I explain completely? Can you do? Or shall I leave this? I will leave it. So 16 into 28 by 9 plus 1 plus 28 by 9 is equal to, we are getting, so if you want to simplify you can 10 plus 18 by 43. So we have to simplify that. 10 plus 18 by 43. Is it integer? So we have to do you have to do how it is 60 multiply 16 into 28. You are getting some value by 9. Here 9 plus 28. 9 plus 28, 37 by 9. 9 are cancelled. So we are getting this type of answer. So 1 plus 18 by 48. Here m is not an integer. M is not an integer. So we are taking r is equal to 10. So r is equal to 10. What is the numerically greatest term? T11 is the numerically greatest term. So we can find the value of T11 is equal to NCR 15 C10. Here 3 to the power of 15 minus 10, 5 into 7x, 7 into x, 4 by 3 whole to the power of 10. That is equal to 15 C10 3 power 5 into 7 power 10 into 4 by 3 whole power 10, that means 4 power 10 by 3 power 10. That is, if you simplify 15 C10 7 4 is at 28 power 10 by 3 power 5. This is the final answer. This is the final answer. Are you okay? Are you okay? 28 here 7 4 7 4 is at 28, right? Here 3 power 10 3 power 5 3 power 10 cancel by 3 power 5. Here 28 whole power 10 by 3 power 5. That is the answer. Okay? Have you understand? So numerically greatest terms. If you want to find the numerically greatest terms of the given of the binomial expansion, we have to calculate m. The formula for m is equal to n plus 1 into mod x by 1 plus mod x. If the value m is an integer, it has two terms are the numerically greatest. Those are tm and tm plus 1. If m is not an integer, we have only one case, that is tm plus 1 is the numerically greatest term. Are you okay? Are you okay, students? Okay. Next, move on to the next topic. The next topic is greatest coefficients are largest coefficients. Largest coefficients. Largest coefficients are greatest coefficients. What is this? For example, if we are writing 1 plus if we are writing the expansion form of x plus a whole power n, we are getting nc0 and nc1, nc2, nc3 and cn. These are the we call as binomial coefficients. These are the binomial coefficients. Already we have discussed from first the expansion form of a plus b whole power n. We are getting nc0, nc1, nc2, nc3 and ncn. These are the binomial coefficients. In these binomial coefficients, which coefficient is the largest? Actually, the last topic is which term has. In this topic, which coefficient has the largest? Which term has the largest coefficients? Are you okay? Are you okay now? So, by this topic, we have to, depending upon, if you want to find the largest coefficient, it is completely depending upon the value of n. If n is even, we have one type of case. So for example, if I am telling you, if n is even, we have to find nc, n by 2 is the largest. Or if n is odd, we have the greatest coefficients are nc, n minus 1 by 2 comma nc n plus 1 by 2 are the largest coefficients. Are you okay, students? Are you okay, students? If the x plus a whole power and these type of the coefficient, these are the binomial coefficients. In these binomial coefficients, which is the largest coefficients? So it is depending upon the value of n. N is an even, NCn by 2 is the largest coefficients. N is odd, NCn minus 1 by 2 and NCn plus 1 by 2 are the largest coefficients. So up to now we have completed. In the next class we have to discuss the problems in the largest coefficients and the trinomial theorem and so and some other topics. So thank you, students. We will discuss the remaining topics in the next video. Thank you.